Happening right now in New Jersey. It is a perfect weekend for the beach, and some people are already taking advantage of the great weather. We're going to bring you live to Long Branch. Plus,
coming up, you may be hearing the words government shutdown lately as the fiscal year deadline looms. I'm Kimberly Wallace. I'll have the details on what it could mean for you and your family.
Plus, residents in a condo complex in Livingston got an unwelcome surprise this morning. Details about a car that crashed through a wall and into a garage. And Pepper the dog is back at home safe with his family tonight after being stolen earlier this week by burglars. Here from Pepper's owner just ahead. The news starts right now.
Files 1 News, Evening Edition.
Good evening, I'm Megan Vega. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're going to get to your top stories in just a moment, but first it is time for your weather on the ones. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer standing by for us in the Fios Weather Center with more. Jeff, we've made it. It is Friday evening. It was just a gorgeous day. Keeping those fingers crossed for the weekend.
You know, I'm always keeping those fingers crossed for the weekend. I know it makes everybody happy if I can sit up here and say sunshine.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Well, as Jeff mentioned, you heard it was a beautiful day outside, and we are looking forward to a great weekend coming up. And that means lots of people will be headed down to the Jersey Shore tomorrow. But some got an early start and are already enjoying Friday night at the beach. Fios 1's Natalie Patterson joins us now live in Long Branch. Natalie. One person has been injured after a fire destroyed a liquor store this morning in Patterson. Flames ripped through the building with the liquor store on the first floor and apartments above it. One victim was treated for smoke inhalation. The Red Cross was called to assist two families who were displaced because of the fire. Well, with the clock ticking down and New Jersey facing a July 1st budget deadline, some are starting to wonder what happens if Governor Chris Christie and the Democrats in the state legislature cannot hammer out a compromise deal. Could we be looking at another state government shutdown on Tuesday? Fios 1's Kimberly Wallace has some answers for us tonight.
Government shutdown. In New Brunswick, Kimberly Wallace, Fios 1 News.
A wild scene at a North Jersey condominium complex after a car crashes into a home. The car was apparently out of control and crashed through a wall, landing in a garage. Firefighters rescued the driver, who was trapped inside of the vehicle. 5 units in the condominium complex were evacuated just as a precaution until engineers can really just determine if the building is still structurally sound after the crash. The driver of the vehicle was not seriously injured. The cause of the crash is now under investigation. A puppy that was stolen during a burglary in Franklin Township, New Jersey, has now been returned to its owners. The dog named Pepper was stolen from its home on Tuesday afternoon. Fios 1's Raven Santana has more.
The latest is that we have
in Franklin Township, Raven Santana, Fios 1 News.
Lawmakers are sending Governor Chris Christie a bill that would put new limitations on smoking in New Jersey's outdoor public spaces, but the governor has not given his opinion on the measure. The Senate and Assembly voted Thursday to ban smoking at state, county, and municipal parks and limit it at most public beaches. The bill is aimed at reducing exposure to secondhand smoke, litter, and fire risks. It is time once again for your weather on the ones. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer joins us with more. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Megan. Getting ready for Saturday and Sunday. I'm already thinking about the beach.
Coming up next on Fios 1 News, Hoboken's very own Frank Sinatra was 19 when he got his driver's license, and now it has been auctioned off. Look closely, see if you can spot a big mistake.
The annual Macy's 4th of July fireworks returns to the East River. I'm Samantha Liebman, and I'll have a preview of what you can expect coming up.
1 week from tonight, all eyes will be on the skies over the East River. The 38th annual Macy's 4th of July fireworks returns to the east side of Manhattan after a 5-year hiatus. Organizers say it will be bigger and better than ever. Fios 1's Samantha Liebman has a sneak preview for us tonight.
I'm Samantha Liebman, Fios 1 News.
Frank Sinatra fans had the chance to get their hands on some valuable memorabilia. Sinatra's first New Jersey driver's license was up for auction. The license was issued in 1934 to the 19-year-old from Hoboken. And as you can see right there, his last name is actually misspelled on the license. They called him Francis Sintra. The winning bid, $16,000. The auction was run by a Boston-based company. They did not disclose any information about the buyer. Still ahead, the chaos continues in Iraq, and now drones are flying over the U.S. Embassy. What the Pentagon has to say about that. Plus, The View is definitely changing. Who's in? Who's out? The big shakeup on the popular talk show. The United States is now flying armed drones over Baghdad, but the Pentagon says that they are being used as protection for the embassy and do not mean that the U.S. is any closer to making airstrikes in the war-torn country. The news comes as Shiite leaders met in the capital city today to decide the country's next prime minister. This is the latest signal that current Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki's power is weakening. Top Shiite cleric Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani seems to be holding all the leadership power in the country right now. He is calling for formation of a new government by next Tuesday. Officials said that the drone flight started in the last 24 to 48 hours to help bolster security. The Pentagon stressed that President Obama has still not authorized airstrikes against Sunni militants. A big shakeup on the ABC talk show The View. Host Sherry Shepard and Jenny McCarthy are both leaving the show. In a statement, ABC said that they are moving the show in a different creative direction. The departure of Shepard and McCarthy comes a little over a month after co-creator Barbara Walters retired. 47-year-old Shepard joined the show in 2006, and 41-year-old McCarthy joined in 2013. Whoopi Goldberg is now the only host that remains. No word on who might fill Shepard and McCarthy's spots. Coming up next.
Big changes for some colleges and universities. I'm Jody Goldberg. What they'll now be looking at when you send in your application.
It's time once again for your weather on the ones. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyers in the Fios One Weather Center for us. Jeff.
Thanks, Megan.
A good SAT or ACT score has paved the way to college in the past, but now big changes are in store for high school students applying to college. Fios One's Jody Goldberg was at Hofstra University today, one of the colleges on the list that will no longer require students to submit their scores when applying to school.
Reporting from Hempstead, Jody Goldberg, Fios One News.
Coming up in the Fios One Entertainment Report, good news for Miley Cyrus fans who cannot get tickets for her concert tour. Find out why you will not even need to leave your own home to see her perform all her latest songs. Finally, in this half hour, Fios One's Amy Green joins us with some of the stories that are making headlines in entertainment. Amy.
For Fios One News, I'm Amy Green.
Amy, thank you. That is going to do it for this edition of Fios One News. I'm Megan Vega. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can always follow me on Twitter at MeganVega10pJune27. And remember, if you see news happening, call the Fios One News tip line at 877-346-7154. We are your local source for news, weather, and sports, so keep it right here on Fios One. We are only on Verizon. Have a great weekend.